Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the shop. It's Monday, July the 5th, so I just wanted to say hi to all my Canadian friends who just had their Canada Day on July 1st, and of course, July 4th is Independence Day in the US, so I hope everybody enjoyed their weekends. So, I am working on flattening the paint. Now, as we all know, this is the second time I've done this, and the reason is because the first time I attempted it and I put the guide coat on, which you can see on this side of the panel, of course I've already sanded that side, but when I put the guide coat on it and I did my initial sanding on this car, I found some spots that I was certainly not going to be able to correct by using simply the 320. They were too shallow, right? So you're sanding, you got a dark spot, and you can't get to that dark spot. And you have to stop. And what you have to do then is you have to use filler, and you've got to bring that out so that you can then sand it smooth again. You have to re-prime the car, which I did, and then you re-guide coat it, which I have, and then you start to block it again. Now, if I find something terrible again, I don't have many options. I either have to live with it, or I can take this and I can actually then fill it again and resand it and reshoot it. You can see how a paint job can be $20,000, right? Because it's the amount of time you spend now that is going to impact the quality of the paint. On this side, I've already blocked it. So I blocked it with the 320, and I've taken all of the orange peel out. So what the guide coat does, and when you do put on guide coat, remember, you're not painting. What you're doing with the guide coat is you're holding it back and you're dusting the panel, right? What you're trying to do is get black everywhere, which it has, as you can see, and maybe hard to see by the camera, but obviously I've got some mottling here, just like a golf ball, right? I can see the little divots where the black paint is down, and I have to sand until all of that is gone, until I get to what I have over here. So this is going to take me a while. Now, quick update. I got through to FedEx because of the July 1st holiday. My package didn't arrive last week, so it is on the truck today. I will be getting my subframe connectors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand until my subframe connectors show up, and then I'm going to jack the car up, put it up, and I'm going to take the subframe connectors and go under the car, and I will videotape that. Now, those who are not familiar with the convertibles, there's actually a steel plate that gets bolted up underneath the transmission to tie the two seat perches together and of course the transmission hump together. Now what I would love to do is I would love it if I could get my subframe connector to connect to the front frame rail, connect to the rear frame rail, and then bolt it into the center where the transmission housing is. And that would give it 3 points of contact. It would be connected in the back, connected in the front, connected in the center, and that way there it would really reduce the ability for it to bend. So I'd like to investigate that. So these are all the things that we're going to be doing coming up. Hope you enjoyed the video. Real short one. I'm just going to be sitting here sanding until I hear that FedEx truck backing up, and then I'm going to get under this car. So until that time, thanks for joining. If you like the short video, hit that like button, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Well, the good news is I have my subframe connectors. So this is going to be the next project. I want to get away from sanding. Why is that? Well, it took me about an hour and 20 minutes to sand this entire deck lid, right? So it is now flat though, which is fantastic. There are no mottling, there's no golf ball dimples in it. It is flat. And a couple of holes, like air bubbles that were in the paint, that when you knock the top of those air bubbles off, of course, you're left with a little bit of a chasm. I'm talking a pinhole. But basically, the red glazing putty, put it in there, let it harden up, take the 320, knock the top off of that, and we're going to be back with the 400 wet anyways. So that's not going to be a problem. So that is an hour and 20. I've still got 2 doors, 2 front fenders, 2 quarter panels. Rear, I've got the cowl, I've got the valances, so another 20, 24 hours of just pure sanding and hopefully I don't find any problems, and that it sands like this where it just flattens right out. Now, subframe connectors. So obviously we have the bend in the back. This is because it goes up into where the rear spring is. So this is up in the back where it bends, starts to bend up. And of course this is front, and it's wider because the 68 has a wide front frame rail. So wide front, back, and this is then going to go up. Have two of them obviously. Now, that plate I was talking about earlier, there is no accommodation for it here. But when I put this in place and I get a nice thick piece of plate steel, I'm hoping to be able to weld it to the top of this, and I'm hoping that, and don't worry, I'm far enough away from the back of my car, that plate can run out, and I can then drill it into the original holes where that plate goes. Now that plate has to come out because of course my exhaust runs through the transmission tunnel, and of course my drive shaft runs through there, and the plate bolts in and the plate comes out. This would just come over far enough that it would align with the holes where the plate bolts in, so that this would come over, the plate would bolt in, and then it would tie the transmission tunnel, the seats, everything to this bar, and this bar is then tied front and back to the frame. So 3 points of contact, 1, 2, 3, and that, I tell you, this car is not going to flex. So again, that's my next project. Tired of sanding. I got 20 hours of sanding ahead of me. I got the whole month for that. This is next. That'll be my next video. Hopefully have something by about Thursday. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.